It doesn't say live, right? Oh, it does say live. All right, so we are live, ladies.
Hey, sorry we're late. Technical difficulties on my end. Oh well.
I was gonna say I blame it all on Chad, but nah, it's
I'll take it.
So what's going on, man? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, audience out there. We want to thank you guys for really being loyal. We see a bunch of you guys coming back weekly. I see you guys interacting with the comments and stuff. I hope to answer you back. Chad answers you back. So we want to thank you guys for being with us from the beginning and sticking through.
Absolutely. We appreciate you listening to our bullshit.
Yes, we do. So Palestine and Israel, man, it looks like they're going nuts level in that place over there.
Yeah, it's heating up. We'll see if Hezbollah gets involved, and this will be interesting.
Yeah, man. I've never been so I always thought World War III would never happen, but everything going on now, it seems like we might be on the horizon.
Didn't Nostradamus predict World War III would start out of the Middle East or something? I remember hearing something about that.
Yes, and then somebody also said that World War II was fought, but World War IV would be fought with like sticks and stones because World War III would kind of end everything and restart.
Right. Yes.
And they might be right with that.
They might be right with that. Plus, we have a completely inept friggin' administration, so I don't have much faith in them to stop or do anything.
Agreed. So apparently our young Jamie, Rob Yankee, said it was Einstein who said the World War IV would be fought with the sticks and stones, and that's a smart man.
It was Einstein. He is very smart. He was very smart man.
and he did have very farts as well. He farted.
Right. Farts are good.
Yes. And shame on Germany. If they weren't such dicks, they would have had that bomb before us, but they tried to kill him and his people, and thankfully we got him.
Yeah, thank God.
Oh my goodness. Imagine they didn't do that and they came up with it first. My goodness.
You ever see Man in the High Castle? There's a series on Amazon. It was a book that's like alternate history to World War II, and the Germans won. They took over America. It's pretty cool friggin' story.
Oh, and like parts of America were Japanese and parts were
the West Coast was Japanese and the East Coast was mostly German. And yeah, it's pretty wild, pretty cool.
Did you check out the whole thing?
Yeah, I watched. I think there were two seasons or maybe 3 seasons on I think it was Amazon, but yeah. It's great.
I'm going to check it out because it really did look great. There's just so much stuff out there to watch. It's like back in the day.
Watch The Fall of the House of Usher, which is basically, I think it seems to be a fictionalized account of the whole, what's the drug we were just talking about last week? The
fentanyl.
Opioid. No, the opioid. God, I can't remember the name of the family that we just watched that series on that. Yes, thank you. Yes, it's like a fictionalized account of the Sacklers, I believe.
Okay.
And in this, they call the drug Legadone, I think, but it seems to be. But it's like they signed it. Basically, I'm not going to give it away. They signed a deal with death, and
sure,
great hilarity ensues.
I will check it out. I'm going to put that on the list of things to watch as well. So we do have a bunch to get through today. Like we have more topics than we might have shows. So and we also have a guest coming on somewhere in between. Somebody I'll just tell them it's my younger brother. He started a theater company in Atlantic City, a nonprofit, and he's got some shows coming up and just want to let the audience know about that and stuff. But to talk about this has been a question that we've been getting a lot. We meaning myself and you, Gracious too. We've talked about it on the other podcast, the GoodTimes Universe, but I figure let this audience get the full scoop. So they're basically asking how CG, CT, and PD are not are not playing with live anymore. So do you want to like basically how did Ed get that type of control, and and how did this whole thing play out where you three original members aren't playing yet?
Yeah, basically around summer of 22, excuse me, Ed approached me about voting out Chad. He doesn't want to deal with Chad anymore. And I'm finding out that I don't want to deal with Chad anymore, just, the lawsuits and et cetera. And so he approached me and I said, yeah, I'll vote him out. I don't want to deal with this bullshit. Either I have to, I'm going to end up having to sue him to get financials for this company.
Right.
And I'm in the process of doing that now. But I said to Ed, I was like, let me talk to Patrick. It'd be better to have three of us than two of us.
Right.
And Pat, but see, Patrick is a partner in this company that we own together. So it's Patrick, Chad, and I own this company called ThinkFile Holdings.
Okay.
In 16, when the band came back together, Chad took over management of that company. So he took over the majority ownership and management. And in that time, he basically excluded Patrick and I from any financials, any banking at all, just took over everything. At the time, it's like, oh yeah, I trust you, you're best friend, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here we are 5 years later, was it 16, 8 years later, something like that.
Can I ask a quick question in there, Chad?
Yeah.
So when yourself and Ed were talking, and basically the beginning of it was, so, basically you can get Taylor out. Did you have any inkling that, you and Patrick might be sidelined as well?
No, not at the time. So,
okay.
So we voted with Ed to get him out. I talked to Patrick, brought him in. My hope was that, and I've been trying to get Patrick to vote with me in ThinkFile Holdings to remove Chad as manager, take over the company, and see what he's done in the company and figure out that whole debacle.
Right.
As I've said before, I can't even have my 2021 taxes done or my 2022 taxes done now because he won't get the taxes done.
Yeah.
He's failing miserably as a fiduciary of the company. So my hope was get Patrick involved, and then Ed was on board with me having Patrick vote with me to remove Chad.
Right.
Then we're done. Mm-hmm. Well, Patrick never did that. He would not go against Chad. Well, at that point, I was like, well, he's out. And then, Ed knew that I was going to have to sue Patrick and Chad, both as managers, because Chad made Patrick a manager of this company, name only. And so I had to sue both of them and the company. And Ed didn't want to be involved in the drama. Now, it was a little curious in that it was promised, I would be in the band or, whatever, and that shows got booked.
Right.
I think it was 5 shows at the end of 22 got booked. There's a decent amount of money on the table, and along comes Ed and says, hey, I just don't want to be involved in the drama, so you're going to have to sit out. I was not happy about it, but that's what it was. And the way he got that power is that the 4 of us still own Action Front, which controls Action Front Unlimited Incorporated is our original company that controls the trademark of Live.
Right.
And so we all signed individual deals with Ed to give him a license from that company to use the name Live in his company, which now gives him control to go out and tours live with us. My expectation was we wouldn't have, I wouldn't be worried about that. I'd just be touring with him and it'd be all good.
Right.
So that's what's going on.
So yeah, you all heard it from the horse's mouth.
Now the alternative theories out there put out by Chad Taylor and what Patrick believes is that, of course, the big bad Bill Hines is the one who stopped all of us from being in the band. That's complete horseshit.
Right. Yeah, of course.
It was Patrick's doing it. All Patrick had to do was vote with me. He and I would be touring with Live right now. Period.
Yes. And the fans would be in their glory at that point.
Yes. All would have taken. Boom. But hey, Patrick's stubborn and he doesn't know what's being done to him. But hey, he's going to figure it out one day.
Do you have communications with Ed, like not even about the band, but do you guys at least say, hey, what's going on? Is there?
No. Curiously, he blocked me on messaging and stopped following me on Instagram. So I don't know where his head is over there.
Right.
I can't even write the guy, wish him a happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday.
That's
But yeah,
ridiculous.
whatever.
Yeah. So the hope. So it seemed like the original form was like once the legal drama was done, then boom, you guys, would get back to the three-piece minus well, the four-piece minus Chad Taylor. But
Well, that's the prevailing theory. Well, I don't know how. I mean, Chad Taylor takes every legal delaying tactic he can to make
right,
this thing as long as possible.
right.
So who knows when this thing will be over, and if it's still possible to tour with Ed at that point, I'll
Yeah.
consider it. But I don't know if Patrick will be back. I mean, I think Ed's thoroughly pissed off that Patrick didn't do what he had to do at the time. So,
Yeah.
but
So
I can't speak for him.
So Ed, if you're out there listening, man, I mean, I get all the dramas going on, but it's your boy, man. Like, at least have a chat with him. Don't block out of nowhere. It doesn't have to be business, but mend the friendship. I mean, that's the most important thing besides the band is that, lines of communication are kept open, and you just don't block somebody that you've met, as a kid.
And then you also have the live fans with the conspiracy theory that I'm not in the band because of my political views, which has never been discussed or talked about with Ed. So that's bullshit too.
Right.
I talk about actual conspiracy theories. That's one.
There you go. There you go. And let's nip that in the bud now. That is not the case. Regardless if they have different views on political stances, they're not just sitting there fighting over it. I mean, it's they can think
we've never discussed politics in our whole lives.
Right. So we'll dive back into that, but we do have our guest online. Jared, you're there. Let's turn some video on and sound on, and
got a cool logo.
Yeah. I'm drinking out of his cup, by the way.
Hey, yeah, awesome.
So Jeremy, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you? Yeah, it's the
Good,
Atlantic
good.
City Theater Company logo. Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Was that what that was? It was cool. Yeah.
Capture the mundane. Wait, no. Escape the mundane, enter the abstract.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's our tagline.
That was your original, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So talk to us. You started a theater company in Atlantic City, a nonprofit. What was the thought behind that, and why'd you start it up?
So what was the thought? There was many thoughts behind that. So I think it was, after I graduated from Stockton, which is in the Atlantic City area, I was commuting. I was working in the city as an actor. And I was commuting. It was like 3 hours of a commute, and I'm sitting on the. I was staying with you, if you remember. I was staying with you in Red Bank, and then I was going. Yep, and then I was hopping on the NJ Transit, and then I would get on the subway. But it was like a 3 hour commute, and I was doing stuff at Columbia University, and I was sitting there, and the commute was killing me, and I'm like, why, why am I leaving to pursue another? To go and do another opportunity when, we live in the 21st century. You could literally create, anything depending, obviously you need some resources and financials and things like that. But that's where the idea kind of started. And I talked to a few friends that were still in the area that were actors and technicians, technical directors, etc. And I was like, what do you guys think? I mean, Atlantic City has all of these great theater venues and a really crazy like art scene that people don't know about, similar to Philadelphia in that sense, with the murals and things like that. And I was like, why don't we have this? What's the problem here? So we started offering like free workshops to kind of just to gauge the community and see like where they were at with acting, if it's something they wanted. Yeah, see if there's something they wanted, if they wanted to be a part of it. And it was crazy. It was like a really, really great turnout for the Meisner-based acting workshops. And so we're like, all right, maybe there's something to this. We produced a show at the Jersey Fringe Fest in Hamilton with the Eagle Theater. And then after that, we incorporated as a 501c3 nonprofit in 2019. So then it became a bit more official. We had our board members and stuff, and we really started to understand, I guess, the administrative side of running a theater company. and what goes into that. And so that was 2019. I think 2020 was COVID, right? So then we switched to a more virtual platform like this. You know, we did a lot of Zoom readings, which I think you were also part of one, narrating.
Yeah.
So we used that as a way to kind of gauge awareness on the internet and kind of increase our presence there. And then after that, we started
to switch gears like that, because like you said, you were putting on those workshops, stuff got closed down.
Yeah.
And then, you real quick, you switched gears.
You know, because it's like you put all this, you're gaining all this momentum and everything with everything you're doing with the community and the original, you know, shows that you're producing and stuff like that. And everybody's like, here's this new young theater company with, you know, like with a lot of energy, because of, you know, it's appealing to a younger demographic. And then COVID happens and you're like, what the hell do you do? And you can't stop what you're doing. So we had to switch platforms like that. We did a live stream, a live capture. I'm sorry. We did a live capture of a Midsummer Night Stream for the 48 Blocks Festival. And that was like, people were like, this is amazing. Cause we had like 6K, we had the Black Magic Cinema cameras, the 6K cameras. And we caught this live capture of Midsummer, and, you know, I directed it and everything, and we released that. And that really helped a lot. And I think that,
that was in Barnegat that you filmed that?
Yeah, believe it or not, because we're doing like some location scouting. Yeah. And I couldn't find the right spot. I was like, this is not, like, none of these locations are right. And I think I happened to be eating at Sweet Jenny's in Barnegat, in their like garden area, having the conversation with like the camera operator and stuff. I was like, what do you think about like where we are right now, like Sweet Jenny's in the back? They're like, they started looking around with the camera and everything. They're like, yeah, this could work. So I spoke to the owner. He was so nice to let us use the space. We just gave him a shout out and like sponsorship credit and stuff. And yeah, we shot it there in Barnegat, and it actually looked really, really nice. I wish I had there's something on YouTube. I should have maybe came prepared, but
I got our young Jamie Bobby. He's about to pull up some stuff.
Jamie Bobby.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie Bobby.
That's his new name, Jamie Bobby.
That Jamie Bobby. There you go.
Yeah, I like that.
Bobby Jamie.
And you happen to stumble upon a good group or you put together a good group of people like that just are like fully on board with you. The guy or the couple guys who were filming the thing had beautiful cameras. They had those drone shots. It came in professional.
Yeah, oh yeah, we used 4K drones and everything. Like we went like because I think it's like kind of what happens in COVID. You're like, fuck, I got to do something. What do I do? And so that was like one of the projects we were focusing on. So it was like we put like everything into that, and it was my first time like editing a film, so I had to teach myself how to use Premiere, and I had to do it within like 72 hours or something. Like, so I was staying up all 72 hours just editing this thing.
Oh, you did Adobe Premiere?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was, I remember we were like smoking cigarettes and stuff, and like you start losing it a little bit. I'm like, I was talking to Ryan, we went outside because I needed a break. I was like getting stressed out, and we're smoking a cigarette, and I was like, the other kid, Cornatzer, he was editing it with me, and like was kind of like saying like what he thinks and stuff like that. And I step outside to smoke a cigarette with Ryan, and I'm like, man, I don't like the way that Cornatzer is looking at me, man. I something weird about his eyes or some. So I started getting to that point of like paranoia almost with the editing thing, and then obviously we caught it and we were like, oh, what the fuck, you're bugging. So
you sure there was just cigarettes there? I mean, it sounds
like there were other substances to help keep us awake, but
now I'm going to get back to this, but let's switch some gears. What was the first concert you went to?
I believe it was live. I believe it was a live concert that you took me to. Yeah.
So okay, so Bobby's sharing us some stuff here. I'm going to get back to that in a second. Cool. But go ahead, Bobby. Let's see. This is coming up October 20th and 21st, and the 27th, 28th. This is the latest production by ACTC. They're putting on the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Where's that at, Jer?
That is at the Claridge, located, or it's the Celebrity Theater located at the Claridge. That's attached to Bally's. So that's in Atlantic City on Indiana Avenue. Tickets are only $40. If you want, you could use the code RHPS 2023 for 15% off. But yeah, we're super excited. This is coming this weekend. We do this each October, and the community loves it. I mean, it's such a wild experience. It's really a time where you can go and just like let loose, and there people are throwing shit, they're yelling stuff. You have this beautiful cast on stage kind of shadowing the movie. It's really, really a fun experience. And I know a lot of people that were probably around in the 70s or, early 80s and stuff, like they know about all this stuff. And we're doing it like in that typical traditional fashion.
Nice audience involved and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They used to go crazy at the theater doing, like, they would go get all dressed up and go nuts.
Yeah.
When they go watch the movie, right?
That's
so
it. That's
cool.
it.
We're bringing that back actually in a live theater setting. It's cool.
Yep.
Chad, check this out. The first time I didn't know anything about the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm in 6th grade, and the next town over, Rutherford, would put on a midnight showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
And me and my boys knew nothing of it. My parents let us go on a Friday, Saturday night, and it was crazy, dude. Like a bunch of, and this was late 90s, we go mid 90s, something like that. And guys dressed up as girls, the other way around. It was nuts. And I'm in 6th grade, so I'm like 11, 12, somewhere around there. This guy is sucking a whip in front of me, my boy, and he turns around, he looks at me, he's like, "You're next." I'm like, "Get me the fuck out of here, dude." Yeah, creepy.
Well, we're not going to be doing any of that. We will be having fun and doing wild stuff, but no sucking of whips and whatnot.
Gotta have an age limit for your production.
Right, 18 plus.
Yeah, thank you.
But Bobby, you stopped sharing that. Good, thank you. So getting back to, and we'll get back to you, Jared, but getting back to if it wasn't your first concert, it was one of but do you remember Starland Ballroom? Early, you were young, maybe again, 11.
Yeah, I remember.
When mom and my girlfriend were backstage and we had to go up to get them.
Yes, I do remember.
This is the same show. Great. So it's this very first show, Jeremy, your mom was backstage with the band. That's crazy.
Yeah, looking back on it now, it kind of makes total sense, knowing right. Her personality and everything. So yeah, that was cool. I remember meeting the memory that I had was when I met Ed. I was like, yo, even as a kid, I was like, what is this guy's like super? I was like, what is he's either on something? I don't know what's going on, but I just remember look, he was talking to me and I'm like, holy shit, like this guy's on another wavelength of calm. Like he was Xanax for that moment. Do you know, what I mean? Like, I was like, what? I remember as a kid being like, that was weird. Because
he was so energetic on stage, and then afterwards he was like, just
now I get it. Being an an actor and musician and stuff as well. Like I totally get it, because like you have to be smart with your energy. And I know when I go on that stage, I have to let it rip to the point where nothing's left at the end for the audience, and yeah, so it really comes across, I guess, as like a mellow. It's you just pull your energy back and kind of recede into yourself. Yeah,
I would do the same thing. I'd be very chill before, sit down on the stool and fucking go crazy, and then be tired.
Well, they say you have an alter ego when you get behind the kit, because I think even some of the ladies you've been with were like, well, he's like a totally different person when he gets behind that kit.
Yeah, I'm generally, well, I mean, Ed is too, but we're generally very chill. And then, you get on stage and it's like, do it.
So what I was getting back with that Starland thing, and I don't even know if Jeremy remembers because he was so young, but I was so pissed that my girlfriend was back there without me that I came up and ruined the whole vibe. You guys are all chilling. Yeah, you guys are chilling. Have a good. I'm like, where the fuck is my girl? And then everybody was like, what the fuck? Because it was chill back there. And I was, young, dumb, and full of cum, as they say.
Right.
Yeah. But and then lo and behold, my mother and girl were in the closet with Chad and Pat and a couple other people partaking in some green.
Listen, I might be pissed too if my girlfriend was backstage and
yeah.
Hello.
I totally handled it wrong though. I should have came back there, chill, found her, and just hung. But I was like, let's go, get out of here. But you live, you learn.
That's all right. You're young. Exactly. When you're young, you're stupid.
Right.
You don't know how to like pull back on certain things. Be like, maybe I shouldn't go crazy.
Exactly. I learned my lesson though. Every time I saw you guys afterwards, I was cool. So Jer, how much of the since it's nonprofit, how much have we stolen, hidden from the government? What are you doing with that money at the end of the year?
I might take a vacation to Italy.
There you go.
Or I really love Italy. Maybe Spain if I could do it. Depends
Cool.
on how much money I could embezzle. Wait, well, I hope that this isn't seen by too many people because I don't need the IRS knocking on my door. We do everything. Everything is done by an accountant. There you go.
That's how Steve Rubel, the owner of Studio 54, got caught. He was doing interviews and just talking about how he would, hide money. He was trying to be funny, but they literally caught him.
I gotta be careful. I'm actually doing a cabaret there at the beginning of November. Studio 54.
Well, your accountant won't be very happy that you're talking about this.
I know. I maybe we could like bleep it out. I don't know. Yeah, edit it out.
There you go. Did you guys hear that?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, really? It's not coming through?
What happened? What are you doing?
So wait, when I do this,
does my voice change?
Oh,
there it goes. Yes.
Yeah, I hear it now.
But then when I do this, it should censor. And like, does it bleep out?
It doesn't bleep, but you go silent.
Oh, okay. On my end, it does like the censor beep. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But
you gotta work on your effects, man.
I needed that about 2 minutes ago.
Right. Too late. But the Rocky Horror Picture Show coming up, and how do you do rehearsals and stuff like that? You got a good cast. Like how much do you rehearse before the show goes on?
Yeah, it depends on each production. This one, we were rehearsing Mondays and Tuesdays for like the past month, so really not that many rehearsals. And then this week, we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because it's Tech Week now. So we're programming all the lights and whatnot. So it's not like an extensive rehearsal process for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but looking back in retrospect, I wish that I scheduled more rehearsals because it's actually more difficult to direct a cast based on the perception of a movie and try to match the timing of that rather than actually just blocking the musical.
Gotcha.
So I wish I scheduled a bit more time, but it is coming together, and it'll be good this weekend.
So you almost need seasoned actors that kind of, because without that much rehearsal, they kind of have to know and okay.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, we have actors from really New York City, Philadelphia, and then we have a few that are local too, which are really, really good. The dancers are local. But because we have the Atlantic City Ballet and stuff like that down here too. But yeah, we hire professionals so that it makes my job a bit easier.
Sure. Are you in it?
No, God no. I try not to act with the theater company. Being the artistic director and stuff. I'll do it if the company needs it, but I really try to provide the opportunity to people around the area, or just other actors and kind of show them what Atlantic City is about, so that they have interest in the city, because there really is a lot of great stuff in Atlantic City if people haven't been there. So yeah, I try not to act in it. And I personally, I don't know if the company has the financials to pay me as an actor right now.
I remember when you first were starting this out, you basically said you wanted to bring Broadway to Atlantic City, and you had like, had like a couple good theories on that.
Yeah, yeah, I really like I love the model of Broadway. Uh and so, being on the ground level of starting a theater community in Atlantic City, which is really what we're doing. It's beyond the theater company. The mission is to form a strong theater community, which would really involve multiple theater companies, and I'm all for that. Um, I would love to see, because you have Broadway, you have off Broadway, and you have off Broadway. I would love to see some sort of model like that in Atlantic City, because you have the boardwalk, so you could have boardwalk, off boardwalk, and off boardwalk, and it's kind of like helps with the marketing and I guess to know what the quality of theater performance that you're getting depending on where you're seeing this show. Not saying that off Broadway doesn't do like great stuff, but like, there's a difference when you go and see Broadway versus off Broadway, and just budget alone.
Yes. Yes. So also, you're a musician as well.
I am. Yeah. I guess you could say that.
You definitely could say that. Chad, I started teaching him guitar. He was like 7. Showed him a couple chords, and very, very quickly he became a way better guitarist than I am. He probably has 10,000 hours or more.
Natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think, and you probably know this too, Chad, with any instrument, I think it just comes down to practice and like an awareness. So like when you're playing a guitar, like the way you're hitting that string and picking it and the placement of your finger, it really comes down to placement too and timing. So like, I don't know. It seems like it's a lot of awareness to me. I think anybody could get good at anything really with practice and awareness. It seems like, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. It's also, some people have different aptitudes for different things. So I mean, I naturally just kind of figured out drums and kind of had a natural aptitude for it and could understand it. Like you said, awareness maybe. But then I got to sit and just sat down and figured out what I was doing, taught myself. So I think you use that with guitar too.
Yeah, it's really like you probably had a feeling or energy behind that, I assume, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I was just drawn to it, like.
Yep.
Understood it.
Yeah.
So Jared, why don't you get some demos together without drums, send them to Chad and let him listen to it, see if he gets some stuff behind it, maybe lay some beats down.
I do have we just we're in the studio recording 3 of the songs that we have written, and I don't know, maybe I should have sent this to you, but I have a rough demo of Tangled Up, a song that I am writing and producing.
Yes, we totally would have played it and made fun of it. You should have gave it to her.
Good thing I didn't then. So then, maybe I'll send that to you at some point. I'm just trying. It's not done yet, so I'm not trying to like really share it too much. I still have to add a lot.
That's the thing with him, Chad. He gets he's a perfectionist, and it's never done. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's close. You know what I mean? Like I hear a lot on it, so I just want to add a couple more harmonies. Like the ear candy in terms of like production stuff. And I just want the mix to be right, and then obviously master. So it's close. One more session, it'll be good to go.
Cool. All right, Jared, why don't you tell people where they could check you out, check out your theater company, and give yourself some promotion and get tickets. They're going fast to the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, and we actually have 2 events too. I mean, and I told them I'd plug this. So we're also producing, co-producing the biggest haunted attraction in New Jersey right now. I mean, the budget is like multi-million-dollar budget, and just in animatronics and stuff alone. We're co-producing it with Abracadabra of New York City and 368 Event Management of East Rutherford. So this is down at the Showboat. It is this weekend as well. It's the 20th through the 22nd. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 5 to 10. And then the following weekend, the 27th, 28th, 29th, 5 to 11 as well. Tickets are $25. You could see more on our website. You could also go to sinisterasylumnj.com. That's the name of the haunted attraction. But yeah, we have that. It's sinisterasylumnj.com.
Cool.
And that's happening around the same time. So you could really go to the haunted attraction and then go right to Rocky Horror, or vice versa. With Rocky Horror, we have it coming up this weekend on the 20th, 21st. The Friday shows are at 8 p.m. The Saturday shows are at 8 p.m. and 11:59 p.m. in typical Rocky Horror fashion, right? And then the following weekend, the 27th and 28th, also 8 p.m. on Friday, and then 8 p.m. on Saturday and 11:59 p.m. So you have 6 chances to see the show.
Cool. And like I said, tickets are going fast. I'm going to be at one of them. If you want to see me and say hello, just direct message me, ask me which one. And I'm excited for you, dude. Good stuff, man. You're doing good things in life. Keep it going. And we'll have you on again to talk about some shit.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Congrats, Jeremy. Thanks, man. Good to see you.
I'll see you guys later. Thanks.
Peace. All right, back to our regular scheduled programming. So yeah, that was my little brother. Check out his stuff, man. I wouldn't have him on if I didn't, just because he's my brother. He puts on some good work, and it's quality, production down there. So man, check it out, guys.
He's got a good thing going, good head on his shoulders.
I don't know where he got it. I love it. Yeah, he's a go-getter, man. Because he wanted to be an actor when he was growing up, and he was planning on going out to Cali and doing all that stuff. But he's like, fuck it. He's like, I don't need to be a millionaire on it. I just love acting. Let me just try and get this shit going this way. And so far, so good.
Cool. Especially bringing it to Atlantic City. I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, because it really should be a Vegas 2.0. I mean, especially when gambling wasn't legal on Indian reservations and stuff like that. They could have really had a stronghold, but you step a couple blocks off of the the boardwalk and you're in hell.
I was going to say the same thing. You're in hell. It's like, hey, what happened?
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man, I'm kind of, do you think by next year gas is going to be $7 a gallon? I think we're close to it.
It's already basically $7 a gallon here in California. It's like premium is between $5.99 and $6.59. I've seen.
Oh, no way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But it kind of plateaued. It was going up steadily about 3 weeks ago, just rising and rising and rising. And then it kind of plateaued, though. So I don't know. I mean, who knows with this friggin' administration? It's like, guy comes in office saying he's going to launch a war on fossil fuels, and then cuts off the Keystone XL pipeline. Prices go up, and then they go, we don't know why prices are going up. It must be the oil companies taking record profits, which I think they are too. But like supply is, supply versus demand. It's like you cut off all the supply in America,
right?
You're gonna have more demand. It's like it's gonna get expensive.
Well, then he did something really stupid, like kind of right when they put the sanctions on Russia and stopped them from exporting their oil, gas, whatever. He started tapping into our reserves just so the price at the pump didn't go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking stupid as fuck, man. I mean, that's the way you're going to try and make it go down?
He completely depleted our strategic petroleum reserves. It's fucking ridiculous. It's like, I think like 50% of what it was.
Like, I don't.
It's like, it's specifically for a national emergency, not to depress the prices of gasoline because of your shit policies.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. And this whole, it's like, and it just goes along with their extreme climate agenda, all this horse shit. It's like, yes, the climate's changing, but how much is man actually responsible for that? No one can really fucking tell you.
Right.
It launched this gigantic campaign against, we gotta have all electric cars by 2035 and all this bullshit. And one, it's not going to happen. Two, they don't have the electricity grid to support all these vehicles.
Right. Well,
and three, it's just, why if we're all going to die, why are banks still giving loans to coastal properties?
Wait, to what properties?
Coastal properties. Anything you build on the coast. Why are they still giving loans? 30 mortgages. to coastal properties if we're going to die in 10 years, if the ocean's going to rise and we're all going to die in 10 years. Why are billionaires buying, why is Obama buying a $13 million place on Martha's Vineyard?
Right.
And they're all flying around their private jets telling you, you can't have a car anymore, or you can't have a gas stove anymore. You can't have a fucking gas water heater anymore. It's like so ridiculous, but it's a conspiracy theory. Sorry.
You and your damn conspiracy.
I know.
Chad.
I'm an idiot.
My goodness. And I'm hearing that insurance companies in Florida won't insure some houses, or if they do, it's like a crazy premium because I guess of flooding or whatever. But that seems kind of crazy to me.
Well, you have a higher incidence of hurricanes in Florida. I mean, you can get it from both sides, and there is some flooding. Every time there is now a new hurricane, it's like, well, it's climate change. It's like, no, not necessarily. I mean, there's the amount of hurricanes and the intensity of hurricanes has not risen in the past 20 years, 30 years. It's, but every time now there is one, it's like, oh, climate change, look at this, brought a new hurricane. It's like, no, that's been happening for millions of years, how the earth works.
And like you said, the we don't know how much of it is man-made. Of course, some of it has to be. I mean, we are dumping, bunch of, our coal plants to produce energy and stuff. But no matter what, even if the entire world except China stopped and went green, China alone is enough to fucking
both China and India, they are carte blanche. They just do whatever they want. So
right.
I mean, that is not a reason to stop to help quell our emissions here,
right?
Because they're not doing it. But on the other hand, it's like, I've watched these congressional hearings where they have these climate experts on there, and the congressman's asking them what's the percentage of CO2 in the atmosphere. No one knows except for him. It's 0.04% is the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. 0.04%. At 0.02%, plant life dies off.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're fucked. So we're 0.04%. It hasn't risen very much in the past, 100 years. So why are we having all this alarmism, these people gluing their fucking hands to concrete and stop oil? It's like, those people were brilliant too. It's like, let's stop oil. Oh, okay. So how are you going to run your house, your car, make electricity if you just cut off oil today?
It's all of this.
That's the thing. They have no alternative. They're like, oh, we can run all renewables. Bullshit. You can't run. No, they spent I think it's $2 trillion over the last 20 years, 30 years on renewables. And it has garnered I think it's 2% of overall electricity output in the world.
Right. And they don't get into the fact that these electric cars are also sucking natural resources, lithium and everything for the batteries. And then Tesla at least has a plan to do something with the batteries when they're done. But I haven't heard anything from Ford. I haven't heard anything from the other companies that what they're going to do with those batteries.
Well, that's the other thing. This administration is pushing all these electric cars on everybody. They're raising the price of gas, pushing electric cars. It's all, it's all by design. But conversely, they're shutting down and or not giving new leasing permits to mining permits in the United States. They're shutting down mines. Like, we need to mine cobalt and all these rare earth minerals that we need, lithium for all these batteries they need to build for all these cars. Yep. But they're shutting down mines and not giving mining permits. Guess where it comes from? China. So they're making us completely dependent on China. It's right. I mean, it's like everything they do just seems like, are they really fucking stupid or are they really evil? Which one is it?
Exactly. Which one is it? And we really realized that when COVID hit, when fucking medicine was hard to get because China, has all the ingredients to make our stuff. Like, if the world shuts down and we don't have anything ingredients or plants to manufacture shit, like, what the fuck?
Yes. Now that is slowly changing, and it's going to change a lot more rapidly over the next probably decade or so, because, as I've said before, the Peter Zahan, which I love watching his YouTube channel. He's great insight, but I mean, if you watch anything that he has said or read his book, it's, they're demographically fucked, and everyone's moving. A lot of companies are moving their manufacturing out of China. They're moving it back to the United States. They're moving to Mexico. Apple's moved out of there. I mean, or basically, moved out. Yeah, they're moving out or have moved out. I forget, but they're definitely seeking alternative manufacturing places to make their phones and all their products, because it's going down.
Yeah,
right. What the news tells you, or they might go down with the fight, and they might go into Taiwan and go dirty, but they're going down either way. They just don't have people to support themselves.
Right. So I've been there a couple of years ago for, I think it was 2015, 2016 on business. And, it's like a third world country, majority of it. Like, their government has money, but their citizens do not, dude. Majority. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like, from the outside, it looks great. Oh, there must be booming there. No, there's a handful of people that are booming over there, but their other citizens are literally eating bats and whatever rodents, and dogs are just roaming the streets, skinny as fuck, dying. Like, it's crazy over there.
Yeah. And now they have this huge, I think it's like 70% of Chinese people's wealth is locked up in real estate. Mm. And they have now these gigantic developers that are failing or going to bankruptcy. And in China, they encourage all their citizens to buy real estate, to buy apartments in these. So they have these massive ghost cities with all these apartment towers that no one lives in. This is where all their wealth is locked up. But what's happening is now those large development companies are starting to default on their loans, because they've built double the amount of apartments for the population of China.
Wow.
So think about that. You have 1.6 billion people in China, and they've have double the capacity of fucking housing there.
Yeah, they got 3.2 billion homes, and
but most now they're not being finished. And what happens in China when you buy a house? You don't, like in America, you like see a house and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy that, and it's like a new build. Well, you don't start paying a mortgage on that until you take possession of it. In China, you start paying your mortgage on your unfinished house.
That's
so what's happening is the houses aren't getting finished because the companies are running out of money, and now the people are losing their asses, and the companies are losing their asses. They're going for this huge economic bubble that's going to be friggin' nuts when it goes down.
Oh yeah. Well,
there's another reason China's fucked too.
Well, that, and then really, I mean, they have very few natural resources. So that's why they're over in the Congo and Africa buying up land and shit. And even in America, they're buying up farming land and stuff like that. Because,
they're buying up farmland near military bases, which is
strange.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just like we that just floated over all our military bases, but that's whatever.
Right. Didn't they just maybe a couple of months ago, they were about to buy something near one of our bases, and that was about to go through, and then the military was like, "Yo, what the fuck? They can't do that."
Well, finally, they called on. You'd think, they would have known that before, but they called on, and I think stopped the sale or something. But hopefully, hopefully someone's watching. These people. I don't know. I don't know who's in charge.
Well, Uncle Joe just might be watching them and letting them in for a little something under the table.
Yeah, exactly. His entanglement's ridiculous.
It's crazy. Just if the shoe was on the other foot and any of this shit was going on with Trump, my God. I mean, they're going after him for nothing as it is. Imagine he did what Biden did and Biden's son did.
Oh my God. Yeah. If that was Trump, Trump Jr. or whatever, it'd be nuts. It'd be nuts. It'd be nuts. But at least you would think, though, at least if he was doing that shit and then the media was on top of it, reporting it, then I would feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But Joe's doing it. The media's not on top of anything because they don't give a fuck what he's doing, because they're all part of the same contraption. And, this guy can't even walk upstairs to get on stage, for fuck's sake, and give us coherent speech. But yeah, he's going to run again in 2024. Okay, sounds good.
I don't understand why that's acceptable to anybody, left or right. Like, you really would rather America last than Trump. Like, you are
And
that.
mean tweets. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Sure. It shows a lack of intelligence, a lack of maturity. Like,
you had 4 years of a president who started no new wars, and that hasn't happened in how many decades?
oh, right.
But he's a piece of shit because he, it's his mean tweets. Okay.
Oh, he called Rosie O'Donnell fat.
Oh no. Well, she
right.
is.
Right.
Or she was.
He's grabbing women by the pussy, which I'd never heard before, and I think it's a cool thing. But like, oh no, he said that.
Right.
Like,
I mean, and you had Clinton in office. I mean, okay, so they're pissed about Trump getting caught saying grab him by the pussy, but like you had Bill Clinton in fucking office.
Right.
Being women in the Oval Office. I mean, give me a break.
Shoving cigars in their asshole, getting blowjobs. Yeah, that's okay though.
Oh, anyway. Yeah.
We'll get his wife in office afterwards.
Oh God. Oh, man.
Thank God that didn't happen, dude. I
mean,
oh
God. That was the best. That was a great night. I stayed up all night watching the freaking election.
The people like, crying.
She didn't fucking win.
Yeah. Yes. It was God, the American people.
Now she's getting on. She's doing interviews, popping up her stupid head,
saying
just
stupid.
Go away, please. No one wants to hear from you. And then telling us that MAGA people have to go into re-education camps.
Is that crazy?
The left says the craziest fucking shit. You're like, how the fuck could you even? If the right said that, if the right said we need to put liberals into re-education camps, what the fuck? I mean, people would lose their fucking minds.
I know.
But when she says it, it's like, oh yeah, no, maybe they do need to go re-education camps. Okay, let's go back to fucking Nazi Germany. Let's do that. It sounds fun.
Basically, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane that now. What's the deal, Chad, with that? Why can't we have a third party? Is it like supposedly undemocratic? Like, it's not democracy at that point? Like,
no, that's bullshit. It's just the entrenched dual party system. It's like you can't. It's almost impossible. Well, it is impossible to go against it.
Right. Well, hopefully, with Robert Kennedy running independently, I mean, and
we'll
that,
see.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. I mean, the dual party system is bullshit too. I mean, it's the amount of money in politics is fucking crazy. Like, you're limited individually to give 2,500 per candidate or whatever it is. But like, you can go to a super PAC, and then super PACs can give them millions and millions and millions of fucking dollars. It's
really?
Yeah.
You could only, as a private citizen, donate around
$2,500 per candidate, I believe. Yes.
Oh wow.
That's they get around it by the super PACs.
Yeah, which makes no sense because then you have corporations buying the candidate.
Yeah, the U.S. corporate system is, not the political system is just bullshit at this point. It's because you need to get all the money out of politics. You need to have term limits on all these fucking idiots, age limits on them. I mean, come on.
Nobody in their family should be able to be in the stock market.
Yeah, that too. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that need reform. But
how many policies go through because these congressmen, senators know what's going to happen, and it's
a lot.
Yeah, right.
Did you see I saw a few stories about how the defense stocks spiked right before Israel got attacked.
Oh, really?
Who knows?
Well, yeah, like we said, supposedly this was being planned for 2 years. Right. And their IDF, which is our CIA, they had no idea.
Mossad. Yeah, Mossad had no idea. We were saying that last week. It's like, how the fuck did Mossad miss all this? That's their job. That's what they do.
5,000 rockets, underground tunnels, paratroopers, people coming over the border. They knew nothing.
Yeah, it's insanity.
I mean, if I was putting on my tinfoil hat, I would say they had the chatter, they knew what was going on, and in order for them to go in there and flatten the place out and show them what's up, they allowed a couple people to fucking get killed.
Oh, man, look at Pearl Harbor.
Right.
I mean,
another one, 9/11.
Oh boy, we can get into that one.
Right. CIA and FBI supposedly knew this stuff, but they weren't talking to at the time and sharing that intelligence.
Right.
And that happened. Anywho.
Every time one of these things happens, guess who profits? Defense companies.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Well, who was it?
And bankers and all the, you can go into the whole conspiracy theory of the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and all that shit. I mean, they fund both sides of every war and fucking they win out and make all kinds of money. It's it's crazy.
Isn't it funny that when you're saying like truthful shit, you unfortunately have to say conspiracy theory?
I just say it to for the people that want to tell me that I'm talking about conspiracy theories all the time. Certain live fans or whatever, whoever they are.
Yeah. Well, let's get into some fun stuff, man. So do you think there are aliens? Do you think there are other beings from other planets?
Okay, well, this is crazy too. I mean, the government is basically saying that yes, they exist. They've recovered biologics. Fuck that. Okay. I mean, just think about that. We're in a climate where the government has now admitted, if they're telling the truth, who fucking knows? But they've admitted that they've recovered craft and they've recovered biologics. That means there's life off of Earth.
Right.
Is it intelligent? We don't know. They haven't gone into that, but like that news has come out and people are just like, Taylor Swift and Chad Gracey are together. Fucking great. Got all these fucking soccer moms now that are fucking Kansas City Chief fans.
It's insane. They said that his jersey went up 600% or some shit like that.
Yeah. So anyway, they say aliens are real, but no one cares.
Nobody cares.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
It's probably the biggest story for humanity ever, but everyone's like, So I the City Chiefs game now. I want to see Taylor Swift eat a hot dog.
Me too, to be honest. A frozen hot dog, gurgle. Anyway, I just
saw a conspiracy theory about those two.
Let me hear.
It's a whole big pharma play.
Oh, I think I know this. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just saw this video for it. I mean, it makes sense, but it's probably not fucking real. But like, at first they showed all of his ex-girlfriends, which no problem, but they were all black except for
really?
There was Taylor, the whitest white girl you can find, and they're both big pharma shills, and it's just like this whole put together thing to boost the Kansas City Chiefs, the NFL, and big pharma. They like done the deal with the devil to fucking sell all the shit for these entities.
I heard this one.
Who knows?
You don't know. You really don't.
You don't know.
There's been publicity couples before that did that shit to.
What I don't understand about Taylor Swift is she was huge.
Yeah.
She had lots of hit songs. What the fuck happened this past year? Like, how did she become bigger than she was before? Like, everybody's fucking talking about her. It's just like to me, I've been in this. I've seen this happen. I've been part of something like this, not to this level, but like, I don't understand how she was fucking huge. But now she's like, wham, like stadium sold out, tickets going for $3,500 a piece. Like, it is nuts what has happened. And did she put out a new hit record that I didn't hear or what? Like, I don't get it.
This Eras tour, but I think that she was like her fans. I think she's been like big monetarily and album sales wise for a long time. Yeah. But I think her publicist is just going on some crazy publicity thing with her now. So we're just hearing about it now.
I guess, yeah.
But check out this theory. So supposedly she's a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan. And
family from Pennsylvania. So
Yep. And she's dating this guy up until the playoffs come. And then right before she's going to dump him. So it fucks with his head. And, he's no longer the great receiver or whatever the fuck he is.
But his brother plays on the Eagles though, right?
Is that true?
Oh, yeah. Yes. I believe his brother, I don't know the brother's name, plays on the Eagles.
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
So maybe she's going to leave him and go for the brother and go start fucking the brother.
Oh my God. Would that be huge? That would be crazy.
They would definitely have to grease all the poles in Philadelphia when that happens.
Philly's funny, man. They win, they burn the city.
They put grease on the telephone pole so they can't climb them. It's fucking hilarious. It's like, what the hell? Philly's a trip.
Oh, totally. The it's a wannabe New York City, but really it's like the size of Newark.
Oh yeah, it's the footprint of Philly's small, but
yeah,
they try to be like New York, and that's pretty interesting.
Center City's pretty dope though. And then you're right across the water from hell, which is Camden, New Jersey.
Right. Fucking nuts.
That's a hellhole, that place.
I remember early on when we were touring, like early 90s, we would go play in Trenton. It's great. I mean, is it better now? I don't know. Back then it was shit.
It's maybe a little bit better than back then. Yeah, but you still don't want to be walking around late at night. But I never felt anything like, because I've been, Patterson, Brooklyn, Bronx, all over the place. And I never felt scared like I did in Camden. I went going to some concert. It was either Susquehanna Bank Center at that point or whatever their amphitheater is in Camden.
Yeah, we've played there a bunch of times. I've never been out Camden. I've only been to the amphitheater, but yeah,
you're not missing much.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So after the concert, I'm going and I go to a gas station to get gas, and I was a little lost. This was before GPS, was like readily available and stuff. And get to the gas station and go inside to ask the guy where I'm at. And as soon as I get out, what are you doing here, white boy? You don't belong here. Get the fuck out of here. And it's me and this little, my girlfriend, a white chick. So I'm like, yo, normally I'm a tough guy. Like, fuck you. But no, right there. Like, all right, peace. All right, guys. But I never felt that before. Like, I've never, and like I said, I've been all over this great United States, and that was the first time where I was like, yo, these motherfuckers aren't playing. They don't like me.
Yeah, it's definitely scary. Definitely scary.
Where was your favorite spot to play? Like, do you have a favorite theater, a favorite stadium, a favorite club to play?
Red Rocks.
Oh, man, that's dope, dude. It's like
really
it's in like a mountain canyon or something, right?
It's between like two gigantic. I mean, it's in like I guess you would call it a canyon between two gigantic red rock cliff faces. It's amazing. It's like a natural amphitheater. And we would, when I say we, the guys in the band, we used to watch Under a Blood Red Sky, or was that the U2 concert film they made at Red Rocks, I believe.
Oh, that's at Red Rocks? I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so when we finally got to play there, we were like, fuck, this is amazing, because we watched our heroes U2 play there, and we loved that film.
And the natural sound, right? Like going off of.
I mean, you're getting reverb from the rock faces and stuff. It's just an amazing energy. Is so wild there. It's beautiful, and the energy is amazing. Yeah, great.
That's cool. Yeah, I've never been to a concert there, but I've seen some concert there, and like yourself, a lot of musicians say it's a great place to play.
It was funny, in '95 we sold out one night, and we were supposed to put on the second night for sale, and the promoter didn't do it. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Why didn't we? Could have slam dunk a second night, no problem.
Right.
The promoter, I don't know what the fuck. I just remember this going down. I don't remember all the details or what happened exactly, but for some reason, the promoter did not put a second night on sale.
What a momo.
And so we're like, dude, what the fuck? So the next year, in '97, we come back and we play. We're doing Secret Samadhi tour, and we put it on, put a show on sale and sold it out. And to make up for not putting the second show on sale for Red Rocks for the second night, '95, he asked us what we wanted, and we were like, we want you to have a zoo at your house. So he has this big fucking party for all of us. And he brings in all these animals. The promoter's house in his zoo here. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know who thinks of this shit.
Right.
I don't know who in our band came up with that one. I'm not sure. I mean, I remember sitting on the bus talking about it. I'm like, who the fuck? Why? Okay.
Well, if it was strictly to bust his balls, I'm going to have to say it's Chad Taylor.
And actually, know what? No, I'm wrong about that. That was in '95 when we played the show. there, and he was supposed to put on the second show, so he had this party for us. I don't know, the night before or the night after. So anyway, it was a fucking wild story.
That's cool, man. All right, well then let's save some of that wild story for next week. I want to say thank you guys. Hey, please go on any of our socials, especially our Facebook page, and like and follow, because that's seems to be the one we update more often. I got to get better at doing the Instagram and Twitter. It's just I don't really. Maybe we got to take some promo photos together and stuff like that. And
we should do that next time we're around.
Yeah. But yeah, please go to the facebook.com/the gracious few, like, follow. There's a lot of cool
Gracious
stuff.
too.
Gracious too. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Holy shnikes. But we do plan on having some cool stuff for you guys that have been with us from the get. And again, we do want to thank you guys for listening. We are
as always.
Yeah, we are putting the shit in bullshit, as you guys can tell. Chad, anything you want to say to the audience?
Follow me at the Chad Gracey on Instagram. That's what I do the most.
He has a lot
thinking about starting a TikTok. I'm kind of, I don't know.
They are cool.
I'm being encouraged to do that, and then I'll give the Chinese every piece of personal information I have, but whatever. Yeah,
their terms of service say whatever's on your network, they have access to.
Fucking crazy. They keystroke you, they do all kinds of shit. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Right. But it does put a lot of eyes on whatever you're doing, and you have so much shit that people would like to see. Like if you're just doing 30-second clips of you playing drums, or like those videos you were doing on Instagram. I loved the where you would it was like voiceovers and you would like act it out, dude. Some of that.
I did a few of those. I got to find a new one that inspires me. But yeah, they were funny.
They were real funny, dude. I'm like, yo, this guy, and that'd be perfect for TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at the Chad Gracey, the Gracious too, man. Check us out, folks. We will be here every week. And like I said, for you guys who've been with us from the beginning, eventually we'll have some cool stuff for you and all that jazz, some exclusive content, some giveaway shit of that nature. So thank you guys.
And more guests.
And more guests.
Yep.
We have George Taylor coming on at some point, and then I do have a couple cool guests on the horizon, some semi-famous people, so to speak. So
and I'm looking for more old school live fans too. So we are just talking to a good buddy Bob Zazara. He may come on maybe next week.
And Jimmy Lang I'm working on too.
Oh, Jimmy, yeah, I can contact Jimmy.
Yeah, dude.
Jimmy and Bob. Jimmy's been around. Jim did our very first website. We had one of the very first band websites in like '95 or something that Jimmy put together for us.
Hell yeah.
Pretty crazy.
He's got some really cool old footage of you guys and good quality too.
He was a good photographer. He was a really good photographer. He took a lot of pictures of us.
And a cool dude.
Yeah, he's great. He's super smart. He's a cool guy. We like Jimmy.
All right, people. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Later.